no longer
Now they're
buy
gonna
handguns.
they're gonna revisit that conversation from the new status quo in which handguns can't be bought or sold, and you're going to say down the line, based on the feedback they get from the population's handling of this new status quo, whether they want to go back or forth, and they will go back and forth. We've gone back and forth several times in gun control. We had an assault weapons ban, and now we don't, and there's evidence to show that gun violence went up afterwards. And it might have been causally linked to that. So
Gun violence in general. I mean, are you talking about rifle deaths?
it's a whole complicated discussion. But
yeah,
like,
but he's saying
and there
general.
there might have been like a tangential causal link there. So there's definitely a correlation. But what we can leave that aside because we've talked about that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, overall, it's just for me. Trudeau spent more money than like any other prime minister in Canada. He's done like. Again, I'm not going to say I'm not Canadian.
Enjoys a broad mandate from the public.
Yeah, and I understand just from like a lot of the stuff that's been going on in Canada with like the protests and all kinds of stuff and like the reactions to the protests. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's just one of those things. Like
I think you're letting the tail wag the dog there because that's a small minority of Canada. And
oh my god, you won't even let me finish my sentence. I'm over here trying to say essentially it's just that thing of if it's essentially what happened in Germany. Right? Nobody expected, come along and take over, but it happened. And so it's just this thing of like, yeah, now it's basically, oh yeah, let's get rid of guns. And they're going to slowly continue to ban guns and whatever. But what happens when someone in Canada, maybe not in our lifetime, but 100 years from now is in power and is like, I could really f these people over and I can, take advantage of this country and basically become a dictator just like Hitler did, and it's just that thing of the reason in America so many people, especially on the Second Amendment side, are just like, we want to continue to have guns and all kinds of guns and whatever, is because it's the last check against your government. I mean, again, what happens when Trudeau does something that the general populace doesn't like? Oh, yeah. I mean, like there's nothing you can do but protest, and then we've seen what he's done in response to protests.
If the U.S. government just out of nowhere had a ban on guns and they're like, we're going to come confiscate them, lots of people would die.
Exactly.
Well, there would be tons of people who are like, come take it because you're not going to fucking get it.